What's up, everybody? It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. Drop where you're listening from, where you're watching from. It's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing today? Oh, it's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all in the building. It's Winning Wednesday. Atlanta, Georgia's in the building. Cleveland, Ohio is most definitely in the house. It's Winning Wednesday. To all my replay watchers, good to see y'all in the building. It's Winning Wednesday. How y'all doing today? I won't be before you long. Your girl talked out. Okay, how y'all doing? It's Winning Wednesday. Good to see y'all. I only came on to deliver one message today. Champions are made in the fourth quarter. Amen. How y'all doing today? It's Winning Wednesday. Good to see y'all in the building. It's Winning Wednesday. All my replay watchers on YouTube, good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. All my replay watchers on Instagram, good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. South Carolina's in the building. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Y'all, what's up, Barbados? How y'all doing? Charlotte, North Carolina's in the building. Good to see y'all. It's Winning Wednesday. Let me just go ahead and tell y'all in advance, Carly will be here on October the 15th. Carly will be here in 2 weeks. So she will be back in 2 weeks. So y'all can enjoy another segment of Twin Talk on the 15th. Detroit is in the building. North Carolina's in the building. Hey, Miss China girl, what's up? She said, you look fly, friend. Girl, I don't look like what I've been through. Los Angeles, California's in the building. It's good to see y'all this Winning Wednesday. I don't look like what I've been through. Because can I tell y'all, this is how I know champions are made in the fourth quarter. Because yesterday, I was telling Nakia before we hopped on, I said, yesterday, I filmed 4 shows yesterday for Vaughn and Powers Talks. I filmed 4 shows. And just so you know, tomorrow's episode is so good. It's the live taping that I did with Dr. Carrie Bryant over at New Birth. Dr. Carrie Bryant drops tomorrow, 10 a.m. Ohio's in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. And yesterday, I filmed 4 shows yesterday. And your girl was in the office for 12 hours. Now, my team was in the office just a tad bit longer than me because they be doing setup. Memphis, Tennessee is in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. I was in the office from 8:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night yesterday. Seattle, Washington's in the building. And I filmed 4 shows yesterday. And Nakia said, we're not doing that every week. I said, girl, we can't. Because physically this morning, when I say y'all, I was, Lord, this morning I was praying for a miracle to get out the bed this morning to get to the gym. And then my feet was hurting so bad. Murfreesboro, Tennessee's in the building. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. My feet was hurting so bad, y'all. I had been in heels the whole day. It was all the things. My feet was hurting, and I was trying to be like, oh, I'm not going to go to the gym. And I said, Brandi, you're going to go to the gym. You got to get up. You got to get up. New Orleans is in the building. And it's October 1st, and I said, champions are made in the fourth quarter. And so there are so many people who are looking around at the year that they've had and everything that has happened over the last year, for where life has taken them, for where they have gone, for where they haven't gone, for the goals that they met, for the things that they haven't been able to accomplish this year. And I'm here to tell you on October 1st that champions are made in the fourth quarter. Miss Beverly said, your show is a blessing. I binge watch you all night. Amen. Come on. Thank you, Miss Beverly. Good to see you. It's Winning Wednesday. Champions are made in the fourth quarter. I know some of y'all been thinking about your year and thinking about, man, I set my weight loss goal and I didn't hit it. I set my financial goal and I didn't hit it. I set my relationship goal. Some of y'all said y'all was going to be engaged, married with a man, out the man. The man was going to be here, going to be gone, on his way, in the way, you in the way, all the things. And guess what? You still got time on the clock, because champions are made in the fourth quarter. See, there are some people who got a running start January 1. It was people who knocked out the gate and they just been running. Oh my God, they've been hitting it. They've been knocking it. Oh, it looked like they winning. But here's what I need y'all to remember. Y'all remember when the Atlanta Falcons was in the Super Bowl? Do y'all remember when the Atlanta Falcons were in the Super Bowl, YouTube? Do you remember when the Atlanta Falcons were in the Super Bowl and they played against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots? And in the fourth quarter, there had never been a team who was going to be able to come back with a deficit like the New England Patriots against the Atlanta Falcons in a Super Bowl game. There had never been another team that was going to be able to jump the hurdle of the deficit that the Atlanta Falcons had created against the New England Patriots. But here's the thing you got to remember. You can't count somebody like Tom Brady out. You know why? Because he understands that the chips may be stacked against, the cards may be stacked against, but champions, baby, are made in the fourth quarter. Because you might have had a winning first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. But see, what happened to the Atlanta Falcons was, guess what? They started celebrating on the sidelines too soon. They over there talking to Jeezy. They over there dapping up 2 Chainz. And guess what? Tom Brady had his eyes locked in and said, baby, hold up. I know what y'all did in the first 3, but watch me work in the fourth. And so for people who are tuned in right now to this Winning Wednesday, I just came to tell you that this is your time to win. This is your time to shine. This is your time to get intentional. This is your time to put the pedal to the metal. This is your time to say, wait a minute, I know I might not have hit it in the first 3, but baby, today is a new day. And I know somebody, I was looking at them winning. I've been looking at their Instagram, baby, she popping, baby, he popping, and I ain't really been popping. But champions, baby, they made it in the fourth quarter. What did Tom Brady do? In that fourth quarter, they closed the biggest gap in any postseason game in NFL history, because they understood very clearly that I don't care what you were able to do in round 1, round 2, chapter 3. Baby, when it comes to this fourth quarter, you got to watch me work. When I go back and I look over the last few years of my life, and Miss China has been following me for such a long time. Some of y'all might be new to the game, but I got some old heads. I got some vets that come on Winning Wednesday every single week, YouTube. I got some vets that come in every single week. Here's what I need y'all to understand. If you have been following me like Miss China has for the last couple years, she always knows that Brandi is going to be something magical that happens in this fourth quarter. Because here's what I know to be true. I've had a wonderful year. I've hit some benchmarks. I've hit some goals. I've been able to knock some things off the list. I've done some things I didn't know I was going to do. I've allowed God to work in exceedingly abundantly above all ways in my life. I've allowed that to happen. But here's what I've done. I've given God a little more room in the fourth quarter. I've given God a little more room in the fourth quarter because I understand, wait a minute, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm giving God a little more room in the fourth quarter because I know that's when I get the championship. That's when the ring comes in the fourth quarter. That's when the trophy comes in the fourth quarter. And so many of you are willing to give up your whole year. You're willing to give up everything that you've done, everything that you've worked for, everything that you've had, everything that you've been grinding for, everything you've been sacrificing for, because it ain't hit like you thought it was going to hit. It ain't quite hit the mark the way you thought it was going to hit. But I'm here to tell you on October 1st that you better get intentional, because champions are made in the fourth quarter. They made in the fourth quarter. I talked to my good friend Patrice Washington this morning while I was walking through the grocery store this morning after I left the gym. I was talking to her. She said, B, she said, my fourth quarter just intentional. She said, I'm just being intentional in my fourth quarter. My fourth quarter is intentional for everybody who's been looking for, wait a minute, I need a sign, I need a wonder, and you turned on to this one. If you was looking for a sign and a wonder, Claudette, if you were looking for a sign and a wonder, Miss China, if you were looking for a sign and a wonder, Miss Valerie, I'm here to tell you, you got it today. You hit the right one. Because you needed the reminder that, wait a minute, the game ain't over. You needed the reminder to let you know, Zania, that the game ain't over. I still got time left on the clock Valerie True Bulldog said champions are made in the fourth quarter. One guy said, yep, the fourth quarter. See, nobody gets the championship ring in Q1. Nobody gets the ring in Q1. The champion comes with who is willing to see it through to the end. If we got to go to overtime, if wait a minute, it was a field goal that saved the day. It was a touchdown that made the play. It was something that came in a moment, in an instant, in the last quarter that shifted everything that came in Q1 and Q2. And we watched the halftime show, and we watched people dance around, and we watched people celebrate. There was something that came just a little bit later if you were willing to stay in the middle of the game. We saw it happen. The Atlanta Falcons. We saw it happen. Tom Brady against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Come on now. How you going to lose on the home turf? How you gonna lose on the home turf? You can't lose on the home turf. You can't lose when it's in your backyard. You just got to keep pushing to the end of the game. And what happened to the Atlanta Falcons that year? Royal on Instagram, on YouTube said the race is not given to the swift, but the one who endures to the end. The one who endures to the end. What you saw in Atlanta that year with the Atlanta Falcons in that Super Bowl game, you saw some people celebrate too soon. You saw people dapping it up, coming out the game. Nigga, you at work. Did we not look around at the Falcons players that year? What year was that Super Bowl? Did we not look around at the Falcons that year and say, nigga, you at work? Some of y'all gotta remember you still on the clock. Some of y'all gotta remember you still at work. Some of y'all didn't gave in, gave up, said, oh, I guess I'm gonna be big till next year. Oh, I guess I'll wait till the holiday. Oh, I guess I'll wait till I put on 15 more pounds to start walking. I guess I'll wait till I get 30 pounds heavier over the holiday season when I start eating all these cookies and cakes. Oh, I guess I'll just wait till the new year to start thinking about what my goals are. I think I'll just wait till 2026. Baby, these folks ain't waiting. Y'all look around and see what we dealing with in this world. Y'all see what we dealing with in this nation, in this country. Folks ain't waiting. They ain't waiting around, and they ain't playing around. And so you better get in the mindset of quit playing with yourself. You at work. Quit playing with yourself. You on the sidelines at the water cooler talking and running your mouth and jaw jacking, and you supposed to be at work. You at work. Thank you, Miss China. 2017 Super Bowl. If you gonna be on your good black job, the time is now. Thank you. The time is now. If you are going to accomplish anything in this season of your life, the time is now. Started Vault and Powers talks in Q4. I need y'all to know this, baby. Your girl started doing Vault and Powers talks in Q4. Hold on, let me straddle the seat. Hold on, y'all, because you know when I get to straddling the seat, y'all understand. Wait a minute, I got to get planted. Okay. Q4 of 2022, I did the first live training experience for Vault and Powers talks. I did the first live training experience, the first kind of test run of what Vault and Powers will be. I did it in Q4 of 22. We launched the show officially in Q1 of 23, in January of 23. Now imagine if I would have turned my brain off and got up out the game in Q4 of 22. Imagine if I would say, well, you know what, I gotta wait. Let me wait a little bit. Let me see what the temperature is. Let me check the receipts. Let me look around. Let me keep looking on everybody else's page, see what the hell they doing. Let me go on over here and see what she doing. Let me go talk about it a little more. Let me go say a little more over here. Let me go ask a few more questions. What if in Q4 of 22, I said, let me wait a little bit? Let me play a little bit. Let me keep twiddling my thumbs a little bit. No, in Q4 of 22, I set myself up for what Vault and Powers looks like right now, because I said, I got to get in the game, baby. It's still time on the clock. I got to show people what I'm made of. I got a vision. I got a dream. I got something that I've been called to do that's greater in this season, but I got to get ready to work, even though it's still Q4. You still got time on the clock. And you're willing to push in the chips. You're willing to cash out because you're not willing to say, wait a minute, I'm still at work. God got something he want to do, but he said, you don't want to show up to work. We live in a culture right now where don't nobody want to work. We live in a culture right now that don't nobody want to do their homework. We live in a culture right now that don't nobody want to fact check. We live in a culture right now that don't nobody want to read. We live in a culture right now where don't nobody want to work. And God is saying to you in this season, there's still time left on the clock. When are you going to show up to work? When are you going to show up to work? When are you going to show up to work? It is Q4. You got to get intentional. My home girl on the phone this morning said, baby, I'm intentional about Q4. You better talk to somebody who's intentional. You got to get busy with people who are intentional. See, you keep talking to people who don't want to do nothing. They lazy, they downtrodden, they feel too bad, they'll never want to move. I was too tired this morning, but I said, wait a minute, Brandi, you still got to show up to work because there's time left on the clock, and somebody needs to be reminded on the first day of the fourth quarter that, baby, you can still become a champion. Somebody, wait a minute, hold on, Brandi. Hold on, Brandi, wait a minute. You're not talking to me. You all up on my shoulder. I'm talking to you because I see it so often. Because we want to pull ourselves out of the game, but there is something. What if God is waiting for you to plant a seed in Q4? What if you don't see the result in Q4? What if God is saying, wait a minute, Brandi, wait a minute, Ashley, wait a minute, Zania, wait a minute, Patrice, wait a minute, Miss Pat, wait a minute, China, wait a minute, Beverly. What if I just need you to plant a seed in Q4? What if you just got to plant a seed in Q4? Because if I go back to Q4 of 2022, God said, Brandi, I need you to plant a seed. I know nobody sees it. Baby, I had my first producer jump ship on me in December of 22. Ain't no love lost. I'm not shading. I'm not making nobody feel bad of the decision that they made. But here's what I need you to understand. Everybody is not going in the direction of the vision that God gave you. Everybody ain't going. Everybody don't see the vision that God gave you. And so God gave me a vision of Vault and Powers. I didn't know it was Vault and Powers Talks. I didn't know. I just knew that God said, Brandi, I need you to be over here because I got something that I put in you that I need you to go ahead and get busy on. I need you to work. This ain't the time to slow down. It's the time to press the gas. You got to keep going forward. And so in Q4 of 2022, I planted the seed of Vault and Powers Talks. By January, we were moving in the direction of what you see right now. And January 26th, 2023, Lisa Price, founder of Carol's Daughter, came and sat across from me, and she just gave me a wink. Because I had planted a seed, she gave me a wink. She said to me on that day when she sat across from me, one of my first, that she was the biggest one that came to sit across from me at that time. She's the first one. She didn't have no expectations. I think she didn't think I was going to be as good as I was. But here's what she said to me. Lisa Price, founder of Carol's Daughter, said to me on that day, she said, Brandi, she said, I sat down with Oprah. I sat down with B. Smith. I sat down with some of the biggest interviewers in the world. You are by far in the top 5. On that day, she just gave me a wink for the seed. Here's what I need y'all to understand. Everybody ain't going to believe in it, but somebody comes along the way and they just give you a wink for the seed. They just give you a little bit of shower for the seed. They just come in and pour a little bit of water on the seed because they said, wait a minute, I see something. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what you're doing, but wait a minute, I see something. So I'm going to say something. And because I see something in you, I'm going to say something to you. And I know you may not get it. I know you may not understand it, but I'm going to give you a little water today because God told me to wink on you. And so I'm winking on you. And that was January of 2023. By the summer of January 23, I was asking God, please send my helpers. God, I need my helpers. I got something bigger. I got something that's bubbling up inside of me. I got a vision that I need to come to life, and I need you to send my helpers. And because God has seen my faithfulness, and because I kept watering the seed, and because I kept showing up to work, and I got to Q1, and I got through Q2, in Q3, God said, let me send you a helper. Let me send you a helper in Q3. But he had to see me plant the seed in Q4 of 2022. And then he said, well, wait a minute, let me see how you get through Q1. Let me see how you can get to the halftime show of this thing. And then I need you to start praying a bigger prayer. And so then I said, God, in June, I said, God, send me my helpers. I'm halfway, we at the halfway mark. It was in June. I said, send me my helpers. And then Q3, the beginning of Q3, first week of Q3, David Shands comes and does the show. And guess what David Shands came when he first walked into the door? He said, how can I help you? Wait a minute, God, I was just asking for a helper. Hold on, wait a minute. God, I was just asking in June for a helper because we got to the halftime. And I said, wait a minute, there's something bigger I know I can do. And God, if you just send me a helper, God, I'm praying for my help. And so some of y'all, maybe you got to plant the seed. Maybe some of y'all got to ask for some help. Maybe some of y'all got to step your game up. Maybe some of y'all got to switch the players on the team around. But whatever it is, you can't give up. I'm just showing you what progress looks like. I'm just showing what trust in the process looks like. It's not going to look like how you thought it was going to look like, but it's going to look like the work that you put into it. Hold on, let me rewind that back because I think somebody missed it. It's not going to look like what you thought it looked like. It's going to look like the work you put into it. And so by halftime, by Q3, I get my helper because I asked and I said, wait a minute, God, send me my helpers. It's June. We in the halfway. I got something bigger I want to do. I'm trying to do. Hold up. Send me my helpers. God sends me my helpers in Q3. And here's what my helper did. My helper had to ask me some questions because sometimes the help is going to come in the form of some questions that you got to ask, not just to you. You got to ask yourself. You got to ask the people around you. You're going to have to start asking some questions. And so one of the things that David Shands asked me was, how can you be more consistent? Ooh, hold on. That's going to knock some folks out the game. That's going to knock some folks out the game because here's what happens. I told you, I gave you the timeline. I planted the seed. 2022, I planted the seed. 2023, we start watering the seed. By halftime special, baby, I'm asking for a little help because I know I can't do this the way it's going for where I'm trying to take it. And so here comes the help. But then the help says, let me ask you a question. How can you be more consistent? See, that's going to take some folks out the game, right? When you start asking, can I be more consistent? What can you do to be more consistent? Can you start putting out a show every single week? Can you cut these shenanigans you've been doing? Can you leave that alone and step into something bigger? And you got to start asking yourself, well, wait a minute, can I? How can I? Will I? Am I willing to do the thing that it takes? Because I know champions, wait a minute, I got to get to the fourth quarter. I got to see what 1 year looks like. And by the end of third quarter, guess what? We have been producing the episode every single week. By the third quarter, we were producing an episode every single week that started to drop every single Thursday. We were doing that by Q3. It's not going to start off in the beginning like how you thought it was going to start off. But if you're willing to keep watering the seed, if you're willing to keep showing up, even when everybody's not their best, even when you're not your best, by Q3, we started producing an episode every single week. By Q4, we got a system. We got a protocol. We got some procedures. We got some things moving. And then here we are 2024, and now we 2025 going into 2026. Y'all, we've done well over 100,000 subscribers in less than a year. And some people might hear that number and be like, well, that's not big enough. Some people will say that's not big enough. I set a goal last year. I said by the end of the year, I want to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I said that last year, I want to get to 100,000 subscribers. I said that in Q1. We hit that by Q4. We hit that by Q4. But I had to write the vision. I had to make it plain. I had to set some stuff on paper. I had to hold some people accountable. I had to hold myself accountable. I had to show up in a different way. We had to push the envelope. We had to bring other people in. We had to bring in other guests that pushed the boundaries of the conversations that we were having. I had to step out of my comfort zone. And so by Q4 of last year, we hit 100,000 subscribers. We've done well over 100,000 subscribers in less than that time. So now we're sitting at well over 200,000 subscribers, and we did that in less than a year. I can only imagine what the rest of this year, I can only imagine what next year gonna be. I can only imagine, because I'm not getting off the train. I'm not getting off of the train. And so here's what I need you to understand in this season of your life. You gotta commit, you gotta lock in. You got to be willing to get out your comfort zone. You got to be able to push yourself in ways that you haven't. Let me say this in a pushing of yourself, because I've had guests on the show recently that are not of the norm of the guests that I started having. When many of you started watching Vaughn Powers Talks, guess what? It was we had a lot of pastors, a lot of preachers. We leaned into the faith conversation. That was what drove and fueled the show. But as the show changes and evolves, I change and evolve. And the show changes and evolves because I'm changing and evolving. And I want to have conversations that not only push the envelope, but push me. That push me to be better, to push me to have better conversations, that push me to think deeper and greater and better. It's forcing me. So when you see people on the show like a T.S. Madison, y'all want to get all in your feelings about how Brandi, in the comments, somebody said, Brandi, you are a church, you grew up in the church, you a church going, and you kiki-keying with a demon. I be kiki-keying with some of y'all asses, and I know y'all asses is demons. I know it for a fact that you got a Bible in your backpack. I know it for a fact that you ain't right. And you got a Bible in your backpack. You are going to have to challenge yourself on this road of growth. You are going to have to challenge yourself. You're going to have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You are going to have to push yourself into spaces that, wait a minute, I didn't always think I was going to go into that space. I didn't always think I was going to do that. But wait a minute, this pushes me to be a better communicator. Some of y'all can't communicate effectively because you're too busy wanting to have conversation with people who talk just like you. You want to have conversation with people who look just like you. You want to have conversation with people who believe what you believe. But in this season, God is calling you to actually walk like Christ, talk like Christ, think like Christ, speak like Christ. And I know for sure that Christ wasn't just talking to people who talk like him. I know for a fact he was hitting with the killers and the drug dealers. He was over there with the strippers. He was over there with the gamblers. He was over there in the hood. He was over there in the trap. He was over there getting hot with folks. He was flipping tables with folks because he had to get out of his comfort zone. And some of you won't see the championship ring in your life because you want to be comfortable with everybody. You want to be comfortable with everything. You want to have comfortable conversations. You want to be the smartest person. You want to know the most. You want to have the most insight. But baby, what happens when you stretch yourself? What happens when you allow yourself to see something in a different way? What happens when you allow yourself to have a different vantage point? Wait a minute, I ain't never seen it like that before. Hold up, wait a minute, I'm challenging myself. See, the difference with me is I'm willing to challenge myself. And so in this season of your life, if you're going to have a championship moment, you're going to have to be challenged. You're going to have to be stretched. You're going to have to do something you ain't never done before. Y'all remember when I told y'all the story? I told y'all the story for I told y'all the story when I lost my job, when I left the foundation, lost my job, fired, hell, I don't know, released into my destiny. How are we looking at it at this point? Shit, I don't care. I'm gone. Okay. So when that moment in time happened in my life, I said, Holy Spirit came and spoke to me. I'm in the shower and I'm looking up retreats to go to. Because sometimes you need some, let me go do something else. I want to do something else. And I go to and I start looking at silent meditation retreat. And I'm like, I ain't going to no silent meditation retreat. Why I don't want to go do that? And I get in the shower and the Holy Spirit says, to get the things you never had, you got to be willing to do the things you never done. And I'm like, oh, that ain't the Holy Spirit. You know what? Hold on, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, that can't be right. No, the Holy Spirit came and said, to get the thing you never had, you got to be willing to do the things you never done. And I'm here to ask you in this season, what are you not getting because you're not willing to do something? What are you not willing to go receive in your life because you're afraid to go do the necessary step, to take the necessary step? What are you missing out on in your life because you refuse to do the thing that you just don't want to do? See, your best life is waiting on the other side of the thing that you don't want to do. See, why you ain't got in shape yet? It's because you don't want to, and you keep telling yourself you don't want to. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to lift no weight. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to do hard things. And yet here you are admiring the person who does. You know why that person is so successful? Because they get up in the morning and go to do the shit that they don't want to do. They get up and go do the thing that they don't want to do. It's people around you who are brimming and budding with success every single day because they go do the thing that they don't want to do. See, you just want to go do everything that your ass want to do every day. That's why you want to go eat some Zuzus and Wham Whams. You want to go eat you some Zaxby's. You want to go eat you some McDonald's. You want to go eat you some Burger King. But what about the girl who said, wait a minute, I ain't going to do that because I got some goals. I got some things I'm trying to do. I'm trying to look better than I ever looked before. I know I'm 45. I know I'm 55. I know I'm 65. But baby, it's a whole life ahead of me. And if I got 50 and 60 and 35 and 40 more summers, baby, I'm going to be the finest at it. You are missing out on your life, on your best life, on the life that you desire because you don't want to do nothing. And now you mad because there's a heifer over here who doing everything that she don't want to do and getting everything she got to go get. Quit being mad because you won't get uncomfortable. Quit getting in your feelings because you won't make yourself uncomfortable for a day or two. Quit getting mad because somebody else said, baby, just for this season, I'm going to get real uncomfortable with myself. And because they got uncomfortable, they got some results that you'll never see in your life because you have decided every day that you live in your comfort zone. But then there's somebody over here who's winning in a big way who said, wait a minute, in Q4, I'm going to get real uncomfortable. In Q4, I'm going to do some shit I ain't never done before. In Q4, I'm going to go do some hard stuff. In Q4, I'm going to go do some spontaneous stuff. In Q4, I'm going to go do some adventurous stuff. In Q4, I'm going to go do the thing that I've been talking about, been dreaming about, been wanting about, been longing about, but I've been too afraid. In this season, I'm going to do the shit that I've been afraid to do. Come on. Champions are made in the fourth quarter. Champions are made in the fourth quarter. So you can keep talking about it. You can keep talking about it. Or you can show up in your life in this season and produce some results. There's a book. Where is that book called? The book is called, where is that book? That book. Where is that book on my bookshelf? Damn. I cannot find that book on my bookshelf. Where is this book? I cannot find this book. I'm gonna give y'all this book to read. Anyway, the book, I'm trying to find on my bookshelf. The book talks about you can have reasons or you can have results. And most people are so good at creating reasons as to why. Reasons as to why they can't, why they don't, why they won't, why things aren't working out for them. They create reasons. Hold on, Instagram. Back. My alert went off for Instagram saying I've been on here too long. But the book talks about creating reasons or results. And most people in their life don't achieve the thing that they set out to achieve, the purpose of their life, the meaning, the destiny, the thing that they want to accomplish the most in their life. They don't achieve it because they have created too many reasons as to why they can't, reasons of why they won't. When I pledged Delta Sigma Theta back in 2003, we had to learn the poem Excuses. And I've talked about this on the show before. Excuses are monuments of nothingness that build bridges to nowhere, and those who use these tools of incompetence are masters of nothingness. Now, with some of y'all out here who learned it different ways, every chapter was different, every region is different. But you can create reasons in your life, or you can create some results. And in this season of Q4, baby, I don't want to hear no more reasons as to why you can't. Because God is saying, baby, I'm a result-driven God. And all I need is for you to put one foot in front of the other. All I need is for you to keep moving in the direction of your gift. All I need is for you to keep getting up when you don't want to. I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I know it's 4:30 in the morning. I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning, but you can have a reason or you can create a result. And this morning, after I filmed 4 shows yesterday, didn't want to talk to nobody else, okay? Didn't want to talk to nobody else. I promise you I didn't. But this morning, I got my ass up because I said, baby, you got to still see a result. You still driven by something bigger. And I know you may not want to, and I know it don't feel good, and right now your feet hurt, and you ain't feeling your best. But guess what? I know you wish you could sleep, but in this season, you don't have no time for no reasons, because today is the start of Q4. We in the middle of the game, Brandi. You at the start of Q4, and if you're gonna see the results, if you're gonna get the championship, you gotta get your ass up out the bed, and you gotta go move in the direction of the result. And so often you are sitting back, twiddling your thumbs, whittling your fingers, running that mouth of yours, creating every single reason as to why you can't. And God is saying, baby, if you would just clock all that T over there and clock this T over here, and you will get some results in your life. But some of y'all don't want no results. Y'all want to stay complacent. You want to stay the same. You want to be looking the same, feeling the same, walking the same, talking the same, got the same bank account, the same friends. I'm here to tell you it's Q4. I want to be intentional, like my good friend Patrice Washington said this morning on the phone, and I want to see some results. I'm here to tell you. You can sit around here running that mouth all day, but guess what? While you running your mouth talking about everybody, seeing what Cardi doing and Stephon Diggs, you running around here talking about what Nicki Minaj is doing and the clap back of who doing this. Baby, clap back on your own life. Worry about your own womb. Over here worrying about if Cardi B having another baby. Baby, worry about your own house. You got shit to do. You don't got time to be worried about who she's sleeping with. You don't got time to be worried about what she doing with her uterus. You got one of y'all. Focus on that. We in the 4th quarter. The government shut down, and you sitting up here talking about some that. Champions are made in the 4th quarter. I don't know about you, but every year, and Miss China on here for a fact, over here on Instagram, Miss China over here know every single week, every single year. She been following me for years and jump on Winning Wednesday all the time. And guess what? She reminds me every fourth quarter, baby, this your season, Brandi. Let me just go ahead and say, this my season. I thrive in the fourth quarter. I'm so good on the fourth quarter. Let me tell y'all, I'm booked and busy with the things that I want to be booked and busy with. I spend time with the people I want to spend time with. I love on the people who love me back. But you know what? I'm driven by the results. So I show up result driven. I'm speaking at a conference tomorrow because I picked. Miss Beverly said you need to add motivational speaker to your resume. Miss Beverly, it's already there. Miss Beverly, I'm here to tell you, Miss Beverly said on YouTube, excuse me, Brandi, you need to add motivational speaker to your resume. It's already there. It's already there. I've been getting paid to speak since I was 26 years old. I've been getting checks to speak since I was 26 years old. I'm 43. I am not new to this. And here's what I need people to understand. Because we think because it don't make the gram, it don't happen. If I didn't post a picture, I wasn't there. If I didn't write or have a reel about it with some music and y'all didn't see me, somebody following me around with a camera, that it didn't happen. I'm here to tell you, I've been doing this work for a long time. I've been inspiring people a long time. Prime example on reasons and results. I'm at the event this weekend. I'm at the Power Brunch this weekend, hosted by Tori Williams, famous event planner here in Atlanta. She did a fabulous Power Brunch event this weekend here in the city, and I did a fireside chat with her. She'll actually be, because she came on the show yesterday and did a full sit down with me at Vault. And when I'm at the event, people are coming up to me and they said, Brandi, Brandi, I met you like 15 years ago. You were speaking at this event, We took a picture together. Oh my God, I wish I could find a picture, but can we take another picture together? Cool, let's do it. Then I have a parent come up to me and she said, Miss Harvey, she said, my daughter came through Girls Who Rule the World. And she said, I have to tell you, you made such an impact on her life. And she said, I told her when I was coming to the event today, I told her that I was coming and that you were going to be here, and she couldn't make it. And she said, oh my God, please tell Miss Brandi, tell her hi, tell her how much she changed my life. And I said, now who is your child? Because I done met a whole bunch of kids along the way now. I done met a whole bunch of kids. And she said, she shows me the picture of when her daughter came through Girls Through the World. It's a picture of me and her daughter. I got on these floral pants. I said, oh, child, I do remember the floral pants that I had. I do remember that for sure. So that was probably maybe 2015. I think maybe 2015 that she came through the program. And she said, I just want to tell you, my daughter wanted you to know that it was because of you that I began to love my black skin, her black skin. She said, my daughter said, tell her it's because, she was like, and the mom says, it's because of you, my daughter began to love her black skin. She's a dark skinned girl. And I was like, I said, your daughter, is her name? She said, oh, her name's Taylor. I said, girl, I was trying to figure out, I knew it was something with a T. I think her daughter named Tyler or Taylor. And she said, I just had to tell you, thank you. I'm at an event. I haven't seen this girl in 10 years. I said, now how old is your daughter? She said, she's 25 now. She's a social worker. I said, it's so funny. I said, I'd be out and these kids will sound like, Miss Brandi, I heard you spoke at Mayor Evelyn Winn-Dixon thing when I was 12 years old. I heard you speak at my school. You came to my school. Here is what I know to be true. You can create reasons as to why you won't show up, or you can produce some results in your life. And I keep telling y'all every single week that the results, these seeds that I have planted along the years that people may have never seen, that they may have never known, pre-Instagram life, pre that life, and I get to produce some results. Because guess what? These people come up to me and they find me and they send me messages and they show me pictures of remember when? Because of you, you can create a reason as to why you will not do the thing that you know you have been called to do. You will create a reason as to why you will not go after that thing with relentless power and purpose and everything that you have inside of you with a relentless might. You can create a reason as to why you will not do the thing that is burning in your soul every single night, the thing that makes you stay up late at night, the thing that will make you get up early in the morning, the thing that will make you do the uncomfortable things in your life. You can create a reason, or you can create a result. And I think far too often, you are suffering in your reasons when you could be thriving in your results. It's not going to look like what you thought it was going to look like. It's going to look like the work you put into it. It's not going to look like what you thought it was going to look like. It's going to look like the work you put into it. It's going to look like the helpers coming when you pray for them. It's going to look like the people removing themselves from spaces and you ain't even got to say nothing. It's going to be the people who remove themselves, and it's going to be people who immediately feel the spot. It's going to be uncomfortable moments and conversations that you are going to have along this journey, because things are going to get uncomfortable. They're going to get touchy. You're going to be in your feelings sometimes. You ain't going to always get the right answer. You are going to be told no. Let me repeat that. You are going to be told no. You're going to be told no. I get told no. I get a no every week in my inbox. I tell y'all, I put myself out there, but I apply the stuff. I do all kind of stuff. And guess what? I get no. And guess what? Delete, move on. That one for me. There's a bigger door. Hold on. Thank you, God. Because you just freed that weekend up that I thought that, because in my small thinking, I thought that was where I was supposed to be. But God, wait a minute, you got something better. So wait a minute, you done cleared the schedule for me to be at something better, something greater, something bigger. And I'm not going to give no reason as to why they didn't. I'm just going to focus on the result as to what's coming next. Some of y'all want to get locked in on the no. Wait a minute, you getting locked in on somebody telling you no. That's a reason. There's a reason for the no. Because I'm so result driven, I'm like, I don't give a damn about a no. Nigga, tell me no. Fine, moving on. Okay. My ego ain't bruised. All I said was, okay, let me cross that off the list, because guess what? God need that weekend free. He need me free because something bigger about to come and fill his spot. He got something bigger, but you going to land on a reason as to why. You will land on a reason for them telling you no. Why did they tell me no? And they don't like me and they don't want me and they don't no, baby. You focus on the reason. You could be focused on the result and see something bigger. You can focus on the result and see something greater. Champions are not made in the first, the second, or the third quarter. They are made in the fourth quarter, because there is a fourth quarter champion that's saying, I know they gave me every reason as to why I wouldn't win. I know they gave me every reason as to why I wouldn't see the end of this. I know I had every card stacked against me. I know I had every statistic playing in the back of my mind as to why I'm not supposed to be here, why I wasn't called to be here, who said I wasn't anointed to be here. I know you got every reason, but then there's a fourth quarter championship mindset person in the room right now who said, baby, they done gave me every reason, but I'm going to show them every result I can. And some of y'all will miss out because you have locked in on the reason and you won't push forward on the result. Champions are made in the fourth quarter. They made in the fourth quarter. They not made in the first quarter. Q1, everybody hot. Steph shot, he hitting them in the paint. First quarter, knocking them down. LeBron knocking them down in the first. But baby, it's the one who stand up at the trophy at the end who pushed to the fourth quarter. Tom Brady, fourth quarter champion. Don't give me your first quarter shit. I don't want it. Tell me the person who made it out of the deficit of their life. See, it's some people right now who are in a deficit in their life. You in the deficit, you are in the depths. You feel broken, you feel despair, you feel left out, you feel like you ain't never been thought about. You ain't on nobody's radar. People ain't talking about you. They ain't calling you. They ain't putting your name in a hat. They're not putting your name in a ring. It's some people who believe that they are not in the number. But I'm here to tell you that if you press the gas in the fourth quarter, if you're willing to push past every reason as to why people said you can't, you won't, you ain't this, you ain't that, baby, there's a result waiting for you and a championship trophy waiting for you when you push into the result. You can get the reason. We all got reasons. But it's a handful of us who lock in such a way that produce results. It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. You can create the reason or you can create the result. And the result I know that it's Q4. Oh, let me say it better for the people. It's Q4. It's Q4. It's quarter four. For all y'all out there like, that ain't your vibe. It's quarter four. It's Q4. For all my gutter hitters, baby, it's Q4. What the fuck is up? It's Gucci Man the G. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's Q4. Is we headed towards the finish line. We trying to make it around the last quarter. We trying to lock up, baby. What you say? Lock in for the results over here on YouTube. Yeah, lock in. The real Auntie Bill over here on YouTube said lock in for the results. Baby, you got to lock in for the results. You can be crying about what didn't happen in Q1 and Q2 and Q3. You can lock in and see, baby, let me watch me work in Q4. Miss Pat said, wipe me down. Listen. Rebecca said, please say this. Baby, it's up and it's stuck. Let me say this. I got pushed out my comfort zone today because I was tired. I was going to tell Nakia, we ain't doing it. But I said, Brandi, it's Q4. The folks got to know, baby, this ain't that we ain't letting no pressure up off these necks, baby. I'm stepping on necks. Baby, I'm the biggest, the largest. I'm stepping on necks fourth quarter. I'm getting on y'all neck fourth quarter. Oh, every time I turn on, my grandma would say, every time I turn on the YouTube, I see you, baby. I want you to see me everywhere. Baby, I want you to see every time I open up the damn social, baby, you on there. Baby, I want it to be. I want you to open up Netflix and see me. I want you to open up at Amazon Prime and see me. I want you to open up Peacock and see me, baby. I want you to open up NBC and see me. Okay? I'm stepping on next. And I ain't letting up. It's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. It's your girl, Brandi Harvey. New episode of Volume Power Talks drop tomorrow, 10 a.m. It's the live with Dr. Carrie Bryant. Dr. Carrie Bryant. What's up, Sam? Dallas, Texas in the building. Listen, it's Winning Wednesday. You already know the vibes. Miss Shauna said, this is preparing you for something you haven't even prayed for yet, Brandi. It's yours. Amen. Honey, Miss Patrice said, run that play. Listen, run the play. That's what we're doing. Run the play. It's Winning Wednesday. New episode on Volume Power Talks drops tomorrow. Until next time, eat well. Give a damn. Move your body every single day. YouTube, peace. Instagram, peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.